Time now for the morning rush, and we start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Only a handful of spot thunderstorms possible out over the northern mountains today. You can see coverage intensity, not something I'm worried about whatsoever. The majority of us will actually spend today underneath the sunny sky. Warmer temperatures on tap this afternoon, continuing into tomorrow, but a little bit more wind to factor in both Saturday and Sunday. Crystal?
And as you get ready to head out the door, we're following the day's top local stories. We start with Catherine Mazzone.
Hours from now, defense attorneys will cross-examine a police sergeant who testified yesterday for the prosecution. This in the murder trial of Tai Chan. The retired sergeant responded to the night Tai Chan killed Jeremy Martin in October 2014. Jurors also heard an audio recording he made that night detailing what he found. Blood in Chan's partner, Jeremy Martin, unresponsive. A hotel in Kento security guard also took the stand yesterday, claiming to have seen Chan and Martin. Witnesses say the two were arguing and drunk before shots were fired. Crystal?
To developing news now, as BCSO continues to investigate the officer-involved crash that killed a little boy. New details showed that APD officer had been disciplined for his driving before. News 13 obtained records that show in the last 9 years, Officer Jonathan McDonald was involved in 6 driving-related incidents. He was given letters of reprimand for accidents in 2009, 2012, and 2014. He was also handed brief suspensions for car accidents in 2015 and in February and in June of last year. On to news happening today. A man who police say was shot by homeowners expected in court for sentencing. According to a criminal complaint, Xavier Valenzuela was shot last year when he and an accomplice were breaking into a car in the foothills. Valenzuela pleaded guilty to aggravated burglary and assault. The homeowner in this case will not be facing charges. Today is slated to be the final day of the rape trial for a former MDC corrections officer. This is the first of 3 trials for Enoch Arvizo. He's facing 11 counts of sexual assault for allegedly attacking 5 female inmates at MDC. He resigned last year after the investigation began. The other 2 trials are set for June and for August. We'll let you know what happens today. On to news new this morning. The Justice Department has launched an investigation into the fatal shooting of a black teen by a white police officer near Dallas. Officer Roy Oliver shot 15-year-old Jordan Edwards back in April as the teen was leaving a house party with a carload of boys in Balch Springs, Texas. Oliver was arrested and fired just last week. He's out on bond this morning. He's still charged with murder. President Trump says he planned to fire FBI Director James Comey all along, contradicting earlier accounts from the White House. In an interview with NBC, Mr. Trump said he was ready to fire Comey before he received a recommendation from top Justice Department officials urging him to do so. Of course, his staff said otherwise. Just a few minutes ago, though, the president did tweet out that, quote, "It's not possible for my surrogates to stand at a podium with perfect accuracy," end quote. On to developing news now. A new commission will now look into the public's confidence in the integrity of the voting system. This after President Trump signed an executive order yesterday. The decision spurred by Trump's unsubstantiated allegations that millions of people voted illegally in the 2016 election. The commission will look at allegations of improper voting and fraudulent voter registration. Investigation should be done by 2018. On to new news at 6. Military investigators revealing a potentially catastrophic risk with a plane in the Air Force One fleet. According to a report, the oxygen system was contaminated and could have sparked a mid-flight fire. The discovery coming while the plane was undergoing maintenance last year. The mishap by 3 Boeing mechanics caused $4 million in damage. On to developing news this morning. An Ohio coroner is now reopening the cause of death investigation for an 8-year-old student who killed himself in January. New surveillance video taken from inside the school's bathroom shows another student throwing Gabe against the wall, knocking him unconscious. The 3rd grader hanged himself in his bedroom just 2 days later. His mom says she was never told about that assault. On to local news now. UNM ski program will compete for another year. This after receiving an extension from the university. The University Board of Regents voted to overturn the recommendation to cut the team. Skiers pretty pleased this morning. The program still hopes to receive a long-term reinstatement. Last month, the athletics department announced that cutting the program would save around $600,000. Sarah?
The New Mexico Tourism Department held a travel tank, a Shark Tank-inspired competition to bring attention to the people and places throughout our state. One of the pitches were ceramic mugs created by local Pueblo artists. The Indian Pueblo Cultural Center hopes to showcase the work of Pueblo culture and get younger generations interested in traditional art through something modern like Starbucks-style mugs. We posted more information on KRQE.com and on the news app. Back to you.
Not a whole lot of concern in our forecast today here in Albuquerque. Metro threat index at a 0. We have nice warm temperatures close to 80 here in the metro. Lots of sunshine, winds less than 15. We will factor in more wind over the weekend, but the temperatures stay nice and comfortable. Crystal?
Today, it's National Public Gardens Day, and you can celebrate by visiting the Botanic Garden. Visitors will learn how biopark staff take care of the garden, including some special activities, tours, and demonstrations along the way. Today's special event starts at 10 o'clock this morning, and it runs till 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Time now for a check on your Friday morning commute. Nothing significant when it comes to crashes or accidents. We're looking pretty good on the interstate, just slow course southbound as you hit Alameda.
On to news new this morning. Paris is now preparing to auction off those love locks from one of their famous bridges tomorrow. The love locks were taken down for security reasons because they were damaging the bridge. There are about 150 locks up for sale, including railings of the bridge. All of the funds raised by the auction sale will go entirely to charity organizations helping refugees. And finally, video from Florida shows a small gator and some bullying birds. This wild kingdom ends with that small gator trying to cross the street and get next to the watering hole. But before he can do so, some large cranes follow behind, making sure he doesn't cause any drama. Take a look at this. A passerby captured the whole thing on his cell phone video. You would never have thought, right? Yeah. You think the gator would be in control of this situation. They're like, get back to your watering hole. Stop it.
Little guy.
He's like, listen, I'm just trying to cross the street.
Nice. That's intimidating.
Yeah, for sure. Those birds are intimidating. You ever been to a duck pond?
Whew. Oh, yeah. They're aggressive over there at Tingley.
Poor little guy. All right, time for the 5 facts.
We'll begin with number 5. Mother's Day is just 2 days away now. This morning, the National Retail Federation says shoppers are expected to spend $186 on average to help make Mom's Day special. And if that includes taking Mom out for brunch, be prepared to wait. Local restaurants we spoke with say their reservations sheet is filling up. Last year, customers at popular brunch spots waited more than an hour for a table. So if you're still scrambling, apps like Open Table can narrow down which restaurants are still taking reservations.
On to number 4 now. A letter from Albuquerque High's principal is getting a lot of attention this morning. This after he warned staff not to protest. Last week, teachers and students protested, worried about larger class sizes and freezes on school activities if lawmakers can't agree on a budget. The principal's letter says, in part, if any staff member is found organizing or participating in walkouts, they could be disciplined.
At number 3, looking at a sunny sky today, 80 degrees, winds will be light. I do expect more wind over the weekend. Storm chances low, but we'll watch for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms over the northern mountains.
Number 2 now in just days. That's Monday night. Albuquerque City Council is set to vote on how to balance their budget. This morning there's a fight about where the money should go. A group of city councilors wants to put $10 million more into public safety, to fund police service aids, a new fire rescue, salary increases for firefighters. Their plan does not raise taxes, but the mayor's office is calling it not structurally balanced. Number 1 now, the murder trial of now former Deputy Tai Chan continues this morning with the defense asking the questions. Defense attorneys plan to cross-examine one of the police officers who responded to the scene, finding Deputy Jeremy Martin bleeding and unresponsive. Chan is on trial accused of murdering Martin after a night of drinking in Las Cruces. The 2 deputies were on duty completing a prisoner transport. Chan's attorneys claim self-defense. We will be back in the courtroom today. We're bringing the very latest right here on KRQE.